You don't read my blogs. Well, I'll read them for you. Truth quiets the restless mind. The world spins on with noise unkind, but truth brings calm to a restless mind. Patterns whisper, yet peace I find in knowing truth endures refined. Drawn to history's rise and fall, my mind has never been still. I graduated with a degree in fine arts and a minor in philosophy. But I didn't learn art in college, as some might assume. The art was already in me. School gave me the structure of fine arts and philosophy, but what drove me and still drives me is that restless, insistent urge to create. Just as strong was the commanding need to search for answers, to press into the questions that never let me go. That hunger is what pulled me hardest toward philosophy. I carried it far enough in school to earn a minor, not for the credential, but because I could not stop asking. The questions were my compass. They still are. My thoughts circle back again and again to the thinkers, the patterns, the rise and fall of civilizations, and what their stories have to teach us. I find myself drawn every day to history. I want to understand why some societies flourish, why others collapse, and why corruption and decay so often follow periods of greatness. My philosophical mind won't let me rest. It keeps tugging at the questions. How did we get here, and where in the world are we going? These days I don't dive as deeply into studies as I once might have. My mind doesn't hold the layers and details like it used to, but I can still see the outlines, the echoes of past empires, the warnings ignored, the fragile threads that hold a culture together. And I hear those same echoes in our world now. Leaders rise and fall, alliances twist, and what looks like strength one moment can unravel the next. The patterns repeat, even if the names and faces change. That same philosophical pull is what once compelled me to write 6 books of poetry. I couldn't stop myself. The questions had to take form somehow, and poetry became the vessel. Art, philosophy, poetry, all of it is my mind's way of trying to make sense of the world. But my poetry has never followed the rules. It spills out in rhymes that rive uninvited, in cadence that would make an English teacher cringe. I've even made up words along the way, the kind of playful inventions Dr. Seuss himself might have approved. For me, those lines are not about structure. They are about survival. They are my personal explanations in juvenile rhyme, my makeshift remedies, the way my restless mind tries to cope with what I cannot silence. Decades ago, I wrote a poem that still feels like my most universal truth. I've shared it many times, and I share it again here because it still steadies my own little self. The lines continue their echo for me today. I've never been this way before. How inexperienced we all are at all we are experiencing. Perhaps in these words, someone else might also find a spark of recognition, a reminder that none of us has done this before, and yet we are not alone. Together, you and I are trying to make sense of it. And so with this, my trilogy of truth comes to its close. It has been shaped by trauma and drama poured out of recent dark days. Yet even in the heaviness, I have found a thread of hope. Writing has let me turn chaos into compass, outrage into clarity, and silence into something spoken. This has not been easy. It has been a difficult exercise, pouring through memory and meaning. But in the process, I've found a measure of acceptance and the beginnings of a plan, enough to give me strength, aim, and resolve to carry forth with intention and with watchful eyes for that guiding, shining light, a light I wish for all who walk uncertain paths. Touchstone of this blog is to see the patterns of history, is to glimpse the truth beneath our present. The Truth Trilogy was created in a time when our nation reels from violence and division. These works are my way of holding on to truth as compass, justice as demand, and calm as necessity.